What's up everybody, Mr. OG Games here. And in this video, we're going to be talking about the March setup. We're also going to be talking about what tiers of infantry, archers, and mages work with attack and work with defense. That way we can best set up our marches accordingly. So, taking a look, right now I'm sharing with you the troop setup I have on my level 30 castle with the Wolves of Death. And then later we're going to jump into our level 15 castle that is going to be in our Road to Castle 30 episodes. So let's go ahead and go into the drill grounds, hit the marching army, and here's where we're going to do our march setups. Now, before we get going here, when it comes to attacking, okay, your tiers 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10 are going to be your attack tiers for your infantry and for your archers. Your tiers 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9 will be your attack tiers for your mages. Now, in defense, it's going to be flip-flopped. So defense, your defense march setup, tiers 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9 will be your infantry and your archers for defense. And tiers 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10 will be your defensive tiers for mages. Now, the reason that you want to use those tiers for when attacking and playing defense is that every other tier is going to give you a bonus either for offensive or attacking and a bonus for defense. So we're going to go ahead and look at what I have set up here. Now, if we go, we'll hit number 5. That's what I like to hit for my hotkey for attacking. Now, what I have set up here, and basically when you're on the map and you're attacking another player, as you know, your infantry is pretty much a meat shield, and that's all it is. It takes the brunt, and you want to make sure that you have enough infantry in your march. That way you can allow your archers and your mages to fire from a distance and not be taken out immediately. So that's key. Infantry is a meat shield. Remember that. Have enough infantry to shield and give your archers and your mages enough time to wear out your opponent. Also, remember this. Cavalry, they're useless. Don't ever send them with a march. And the only reason I send one of my level 10 and one of my level 9 is to strictly create that much more buffer and target before they start hitting my archers and my mages. That is the only reason. Cavalry isn't worth shit when it comes to attacking. Cavalry really is only good for one thing in this game, and that is gathering resources. They have the most load capacity of any other troop, and the only time I will ever send cavalry in an attack is when I've already cleared a city of all its troops and I'm going there basically to bring back the resources. That is the only time, only time that I send an army march of cavalry and being a lot of cavalry. Now, cavalry also, another reason I send just one of each tier is when fighting monsters. Now, certain level monsters, usually with one hit, it can take away anywhere from, I believe, 1,500 to 2,000 troops on one hit. So instead of sending, when you get hit, one hit with a monster in your cavalry, whether you have one troop or you have, there's 2,000, they're all going to be taken away anyway. So that's why I only send one as well. Now, on the map and how your troops are set up, that also determines the order in which they are hit. So you have your even tier troops and your odd tier troops. I'm not going to get that far into it with this video because this is more or less, in my opinion, the best way to set up your march. But in the next couple videos, we're going to be talking about strategy, what position that these troops are in when you're fighting the enemy. So we'll get into that, but I want to keep this strictly a march setup video. Now, what I do and what my fellow members of Wolves of Death do in most cases is for our infantry to be 40%. So 40% of my march is going to be strictly infantry. In this case, you can see 40% brings me roughly 76,000 troops just in infantry on my attack. And of course, it's an even tier, which is a level 10. That's going to be for the most buffs on an attack. And then the next two I have would be, after I've put 40% out for basically my meat shield or my infantry, I set up and pretty much split, and this is going to depend a lot on, there's a couple variables in here, so this is the only part that will differ for you than it will me or anyone else. Depending on your lord skills that you have, and also depending on your equipment, that's going to determine if you have more archers or more mags. Now, as you can see, mine, I have just slightly more mags than I do, more archers than I do mags. And that's for my equipment setup that I have right now. My technology is more towards mags. So that puts me at about an even split. So that's why mine are shown as an even split here. So depending on your lord skills, your technology, and your equipment, that is where you want to see which one is going to give you a higher rate of success. So yours may differ. You might have more mags than archers, or some of you guys might have a lot more archers than you do mags. Mags do have a higher offensive, okay, so right from the get-go, so without any tech or buffs or equipment. So also keep that in mind. But that's what's that'll be your only variance there. Now, as I was saying before, I do set and send one cavalry 10 and one cavalry 9. That's simply to take up that space to give my archers and my mags just that little bit more time to get a hit in. And then I also will send about 109 and archers and 109 mags. Now, on the attack, your 9 mags are strong. Okay, remember, these are attacking mags, where your level 10 mags are more your defensive. But as my stats show, my level 10 mags will outperform my level 9s, not only in their base stats, but also with my equipment and my tech. Okay, now another thing, and this is something that you can acquire once you get out there and you actually start losing troops, because when you attack, you will lose troops. Don't matter the formation, don't matter the size, don't matter what troops you send, you're always going to lose troops on an attack, hands down. This is to minimize how many troops that you lose. But once you've lost troops, you can basically go in and train angels as long as you have that building set, which most people above 15 do. That's the first time you can actually go ahead and set and make the building. And then of course, as you level up, it's level 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and so on. Now, as you can see, we'll scroll down because they do put them down a little ways. Right now I have a level 8 angel, and right now I only have about 5,600 of them, where once I get back in the mix and get attacking and so forth, I'm sure I'm going to lose troops, and then I'll be able to make more. Basically, just level up your Guardian Temple as much as you possibly can per your city limit, and that will give you a higher tier angel. Right now in my level 30, I am leveling up my Guardian Temple, so I will be able to produce level 10s angels, and these angels are strong. They're strong, so you want to make sure they're included in your march also. But that about sums it up. I mean, that's really the main focus. The biggest key that I've found, though, is having the appropriate amount of troops for your infantry, or what I call is your meat shield. You've got to have the appropriate amount to go in and be able to protect those archers and those mags, to give them the most time that they can to take away as much of the enemy as possible. When it comes to your angels, they do set apart, okay, and they add another element to your formation also, but they kind of stand out front, and having an abundance of them will prolong your archers and mags as well. So don't be surprised if you do lose a lot of angels. It's going to happen, but training those troops up, and Guardian Temple constantly be making some angels. Once you lose troops, it'll be there to replenish on every attack. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to step over to our other castle, and the highest troop I have there right now is a level 5, and not until we get to level 19 castle is when I'll be able to get some of those guys in the mix at level 6s. So we're going to go ahead and jump over to them right now and check that out, and the magic of YouTube. Here it is. Now looking at the troops that we have here, let me back out 1 second here. As you can see, level 5s, we really don't have a whole lot to work with right now. We have a little bit of our meat shield there and some mages. That's about it, okay? But like I said, in your attack tier, you want to use an even, your highest even, okay, even infantry. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and we'll just set up 5 here. So we're going to, let's swipe all this out, because of course it's going to give you all your top tier troops when you get going. Okay, so we're going to go to our level 4, which I don't have many of those as well, but for the sake of the video we're going to show this. And then of course our other tier would be the 2. Okay, now instead of doing this, because you can see we have 51,000 march, and right now I'm not going to have enough to really at this low level to make a difference. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and throw our 5s in there, and we're also going to throw our 2s in there, and that'll bring our percentage up right about where we want it. Excuse me. And now we're going to go ahead and throw our top archers, which are 5s, which also, like I said, we're just getting started out here, so that's low as well. And then on this particular setup, we'll have no choice but to throw our 4s in, and we haven't even filled but half of it up. So we're gonna need to do a lot of training here, a lot of training. And at this low level, we're gonna skip our cavalry. There's no sense in having them in. We're gonna go ahead and add our other archers, our other mags, and that'll top us off. So right now at this low level, we have a lot of work to do, but this is where we would this is how we would send our march out now. So if we go ahead and save that, that'll be our number 5. When we send the attack, we simply hit our number 5, we add our beast in, and we've got ourselves our march. But I hope this video was very useful to you guys. It's benefited me since I've played the game, and I know our alliance has benefited from it for a couple years now. As long as everybody's on the same page, it really makes a big difference. But me as an individual, whether it's attacking monsters or other players, this setup has always done justice for me and pretty much everybody else that I know that plays the game. But if you guys like the video, smash that thumbs up button. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, y'all keep gaming, and I'll see you in the next one.